So you may have just downloaded RetroArch and you might be trying to figure out exactly how to use it. Whether you have an iPhone or Android, it's a pretty basic process and I'll show you exactly how it's done. First things first, just remember that you'll have to download your ROMs and get your access to your ROMs and everything legally. I'm not responsible for anything that happens and I recommend going the legal path to doing it. Now on your iPhone or Android, you can make your way over to your App Store or your Google Play Store and you should be able to find the RetroArch application built in right inside of the App Store. So what you can do is you can go and download it. When you open it for the very first time, it's going to tell you a few things all across your particular device. So at the core, you're going to have at the top basically your device information, the time, your battery percentage, so many things across the board. Now here, you're going to have a couple of different things. I'll break down each one. Starting off with the load core, this is going to be the core that you choose. Basically just envision it as the emulator that you're going to use or the console that you're going to use in order to actually load up your particular system. Load content is basically the ROM or the software that you want to load up. History is basically just the games that you played recently. Online updater, if you have any add-ons or components and content for RetroArch, you can add it here. Netplay, if there's an online version of the game that you want to download, or if there's like an online multiplayer option, you can use that here. Information regarding your system and then configuration files. If there's any files that you need to add for your particular emulator that you're using, you can add that here. At the bottom, there's just the home button. There's the this button here, which is just importing content. So if you want to import, it says create and update playlist by screening content or scanning content. You can add that here. Some other options here too. And then at the end, you have your settings. So here you can mess around with exactly whatever way you want your emulator to look like. Different drivers, inputs, video, audio options, lots of stuff here. Usually you don't have to mess around with these things too much unless you know what you're doing. For the most part, you just want to click your home button. If you want to get access and started with some games, you can click load core. Now immediately it's going to show you all the different cores that are basically available. So you can choose whichever one you want to. So there's a lot of different ones available. Luckily they give us a pretty good idea of kind of seeing what's available. There's lots of different emulators. You can look online at which one you like and prefer the best one. So usually you can just choose whichever one you want. Now under load content, this is where you can go ahead and basically open up your particular thing. So this is where you want to bring in your game. If you have it under your downloads folder, you can get access to downloads here. If you want to open, you can open up another directory, or you can get access to your file browser here and see a few more file options. At the bottom, you can click back if you want to. Now you can click open right here, and you can actually open up, straight inside of your file browser, and you can choose the game that you want to. So in this case, I'll just choose this one, and it will go ahead and give me suggested cores to actually play that game. So now what I can do is I can just go ahead and load up that game and actually play it just like this. So this is basically what it will look like. Now, sometimes there may be some issues, sometimes there might not be. So it's a little bit of a work in progress. Sometimes you may have to just mess around with it. But at the core, that's basically it. You have the controller options here. You have the standard buttons right here too. You can hide the controller right here. If you want to go back to RetroArch main menu, you can click right here and go back into it. You can restart the game right here too, which is really cool. You can have access to a lot of other options here as well. If you click on the RetroArch icon again though, you'll see that you have the ability of closing the content. You can save states, you can change the core, you can change the controls here, you can take a screenshot, you can add favorites. There's a lot of other options here too, including adding cheats. And if you want to go ahead and close content, or if you want to restart, or if you want to change your core, you can click here. You can basically change everything, add a BIOS file and everything like that. So you may have to change some settings depending on which particular emulator you bring in, but essentially at the core, that's kind of how you use RetroArch. It's a pretty basic app, like I mentioned. It's just an emulator, but at the core, that's basically how you use it. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video.